And in our top business story, the UAE's finance ministry has said there will be an 18-month grace period when a value-added tax is introduced in the country. According to local reports, ministry officials said that an immediate announcement will be made once a final agreement on imposing a VAT law is reached, adding that concerned sectors and entities will have around 18 months after imposing the law to implement and fulfill the requirements of their tax obligations. The move to introduce VAT as well as federal-wide corporate taxation comes as government revenues continue to be impacted by the decreasing price of oil. The VAT, which would make goods and services more expensive, would be done in the framework of the GCC Customs Union. However, the draft VAT is still pending due to the absence of a final agreement between GCC countries on the tax rate and items that would be exempt. Oil revenue, from which the UAE government relies to fund more than 60% of the federal budget, has lost more than half its value in the past 12 months. In a historic move, the UAE cabinet has endorsed the amendment of federal laws that will pave the way for foreign investors to own shares in the Etisalat group. According to a press release from Etisalat, the changes allow non-national individuals and entities to own up to 20% of Etisalat Group's shares, subject to the approval of the Etisalat Group Board of Directors. Restrictions in respect to voting rights will be applied to these shares owned by non-nationals, which will not grant any voting rights at Etisalat Group's General Assembly. However, holders of these shares may still attend General Assembly meetings. Commenting on the changes, Issa As-Suwaidi, the chairman of the Etisalat Group, stated that the company wholeheartedly welcomes the federal decree praising the government for their leadership and support of the telecommunications sector. The approval to allow institutional and foreign ownership of Etisalat Group's equity should have a positive impact for both Etisalat Group's shareholders and the stock exchange. In addition to ordinary shares, a special share will be issued to the federal government of the UAE. Etisalat Group will also be entitled to issue different classes of shares. In accordance with the new law, Etisalat Group will carry out the procedures required to implement and align its status with the provisions of the new law within 1 year from the date of its issue. The Worldwide Chinese Life Insurance Congress has announced it will be hosting the International Dragon Award Conference in Dubai for the first time. At a press conference in the Dubai World Trade Center today, it was announced that the IDA conference will take place in Dubai International Convention and Exhibition Center between the 22nd and 25th of August, where event organizers stated that they are expecting over 6,000 delegates from the Chinese insurance and financial services industry. The event, which is being held under the theme Your Vision, Your World, aims to address pressing challenges faced by the life insurance and financial services industry, as well as bringing together the best minds in the business. It was mentioned at the briefing that insurance industry professionals in attendance will be educated about ways in which they can adapt to the evolving consumer landscape, especially with aging populations and general shifts in wealth around the world. During the press conference, IDA officials stated that Dubai is the global financial center of the Middle East and a perfect destination for this year's conference, as the emirate is being recognized internationally as a business hub with a diverse culture and financial profile.
The IDEA conference has been held since 2000. We've been in the Asia for a lot of country, a lot of city, and then we think it's time to take our people outside of Asia. And we've been luckily being approached by the Dubai Bureaus office in 2012. They come into our conference and then show us about how beautiful this city is. And then we coming here in 2013 and 14 for a lot of time. Some of the people coming here at least 6 times. And so we try to find out, do we have a qualified facility to accommodate 6,000 people? And then we find out Dubai Convention Center indeed is the first-class place. And then we like this place. And then we looking around the city and then find out there's a lot of things really can inspire people to looking beyond and enable them to make a dream, because as a successful people, they want to bring they have to dream bigger, okay? And this place can inspire people. There's no limit. You can build something from nothing. Dubai is the symbol of this.
Speaking at the press conference, the CEO of Dubai Corporation for Tourism and Commerce Marketing, DTCCM, stated that China became Dubai's #1 trading partner this year, with total trade volume averaging 15 billion dirhams every month in the first quarter. The CEO said that Dubai is home to 200,000 Chinese residents, and he is confident that the levels of cooperation will only grow further. He added that Chinese visitors to the emirate increased by 25% in the first half of 2015, and with conferences like these, the numbers are only going to improve.
The appetite for Dubai, for the Chinese market is there. And what we're doing is we're trying to make sure that Dubai is available in terms of information about Dubai, how to access Dubai. The offering that Dubai has for the Chinese market is readily available to everyone who's deciding on their next destination, whether it's for business or for leisure. For us, it's very important to focus on our key source markets, being the ones that we're already strong in, the one that traditionally have Dubai on their travel plans. But then also, let's not forget that there are bigger audiences that we can always go after. So if you look at the I say 4-hour flight path, you have about a third of the world's population living within that radius. And if you just go within the less than 8-hour flight path, you have 2/3 of the world population living there. So if we just widen our scope and just start understanding the travel patterns, the travel behaviors, the interests of these people. We're after family tourism at the end of the day. So there's a lot of people over there that would be interested in Dubai. All we need to do is make sure that they understand everything that Dubai has to offer for them.
The Abu Dhabi Securities Exchange has announced that it has succeeded in achieving a compliance rate of 100% regarding the disclosure of second quarter financial statements of its listed public joint stock companies within the deadline of 45 days from the end of the financial period. 65 listed companies, both local and foreign, disclosed their second quarter financial statements for 2015 within the 45 days period given. According to the figures released, the combined net profit of all listed companies as of 30th of June this year has shown a decrease of 10% in comparison to the same period in 2014. The highest recorded increase was in the services sector, with an increase of 43.4%, followed by the industrial sector with an increase of 17.9%. Mr. Saif Sayah Al-Mansouri, head of Listed Companies Affairs Department at ADX, was quoted in the statement as saying that the collaboration between ADX and its listed companies has always proved to be a productive one.